What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Eddy Live Show, episode number 194. I'm here with Eugene, and I have to sit up really straight because Eugene is very tall. How's it going, brother?
Good.
Yes, thanks for coming, man. I appreciate
thanks for
it. Yeah,
inviting me.
So Eugene and I, we met through a mastermind group.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, I had been following some of your stuff in that group before, and that's really cool. So, an image consultant,
Yep.
right, is something that I think is not a very common sort of a trade, right?
Yep.
It's very cool. I'm excited to hear about it, man.
Thank you.
So yeah. So maybe before we start, you can introduce yourself a little bit.
Sure. All right. My name is Eugene.
Yep.
I came from Russia. Came
Okay.
here 5 years ago
Okay.
to pursue my PhD degree in diplomacy.
Okay.
But 3 years after, I decided it's not what I actually want to do in my life.
Okay.
And then 1 year later, I met Andrew Clark. He invited
Okay.
me for this mastermind. And I was kind of on an intersection in my life. I didn't know exactly what I want to do. I
Okay.
did know what my skills and passions are. I just
Okay.
didn't know how to connect them all together
Yep.
and move in the right direction.
Okay.
And then Andrew and Jamie and a few other people, they recommended me, gave me some ideas, and the best idea came from the guy. His name is Zenas. I'm sure you know him.
Yeah, I've had
Yes,
Zenas. Yeah,
yes.
shout out to him. Yeah,
He
for
told
sure.
me, hey dude, you have these skills. How about you do styling or image consulting? And I thought, styling is not exactly what I want, because styling is more about fashion and you need to
Okay.
follow all the fashion trends. But image consulting is more like a technical job, which I can do pretty well because I improved my image ever since I was I guess 15. And
Okay.
I was trying my best to get to diplomat and become a diplomat. So
Uh-huh.
I improved not only my personal image, but also communication skills and a lot
Sure.
of different stuff.
So you came for diplomacy. So
Exactly.
a little bit about that before we
All right.
start. So what does that entail? Going into politics sort of thing, or what is that? Okay.
Ever since I was young, I was pretty sure that I want to serve to my country. I want to
Okay.
become a diplomat or a military army general, or I don't know, something like that.
Okay. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
And then what
I couldn't-
along the way you changed your mind?
yes,
Okay.
exactly. So I finished my undergraduate in international relations,
Uh-huh.
and then I tried to get to army because there was a good opportunity at that time. I have an uncle who is a military official, and he said,
Yep.
"Okay, if you finish the regular military service, then you can get a position. I will try to help you with that."
Okay.
But I failed to get into the army
Okay.
because I had a poor vision at that time. And I was told, you know what? You cannot get into those divisions that you are applying for, but if you do the eye surgery, then you have a chance. And I did that.
gosh,
And
okay.
guess what?
Yeah.
Half a year later, I came there and they told me, well, you know what? You cannot do it anymore because you did an eye surgery. And I was like, what's
What?
going on?
Oh my
I want
gosh.
to serve to my country and you do not allow me to do that. How
That's
crazy
cr-
that is.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not funny, but the funny thing is, okay, so I went to school to be a police officer in Canada, and after 2 years, I realized I didn't have to finish it. I could just apply to the police academy sort of thing, right? And I was 21 or something like that. So I applied. I did the written, no problem. You know, they did all these tests and stuff, everything, no problem. And I failed the eye tests. Exactly the same. The vision was not good enough. And what did they tell me? You can quit, or you can get laser eye surgery. Right?
That's what I did.
So I got laser eye surgery, right? Which is good.
Right.
And then I went back, I passed, and then I got all the way to the last interview. And I think I was 21, and they told me you have to get more life experience. Life experience like bad stuff happening, and well, how do you react to it? And I said, okay, well, what should I do? Like, should I go to war? Should I go to Mexico? Where should I go? Should I go back to the drug wars, or where should I go? And just get life experience. Then you can reapply. So I said, okay, that's fine. So how long does it take for me to reapply? They said, well, you cannot reapply for 2 years.
Really? Why?
So I said, What am I supposed to do? A regulation.
Okay.
So what am I supposed to do for 2 years? What's the answer? Get life experience. So that was it. They're just like, okay, you failed, get life experience. And I was coaching soccer, and so I kind of finished that job, and then I came here for some life experience for 2 years.
Finished it for 2 years there, and then you came here.
Yeah, so what happened was I finished, so that was the year I came to Taiwan. I finished my soccer job there, and then in December of that same year that I failed the police academy thing, I came to Taiwan. And I was going to come for 2 years, and then now it's 20. Now it's 20, yeah.
Stuck a little bit.
Stuck a little bit, yeah. So that's funny. I mean, not funny, but it's such a similar story. Okay, so wow, I never heard anyone that had that. That's crazy, because people are like, no, that's not true.
And it's funny in Russia. If you want to serve in army, they do not allow you.
Really?
I don't know why.
That's surprising.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you try to escape, they will find you anywhere, and you'll go to the army.
Really? That's weird. That's crazy.
I wasn't the only person who wanted to serve in army. There was another guy, and I think it was the third or fourth interview, and he came drunk there, and he said, "I'm gonna do it anyway. You take me here, right now to the army, or I'm going to do something with myself."
Really?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh! Wow. So, wow, that's
he didn't
unbelievable.
have any choice in life, and he wanted to serve his country.
I think that's common, right? I think in Canada and in the West and U.S. and stuff like that. Also, the army. Yeah, there's a lot of people that they're kind of maybe doors are closed, so they go for that. But I actually, in Taiwan, they have. What is it? You get conscripted, right? You have to go to the army. Used to be for one or 2 years, and now they're cutting it down. And then a few months, right? But I know a lot of people complain about that, but I actually don't think it's bad. Canada doesn't have it. I actually kind of wish they did a little bit, just so that people could maybe when they finish high school or they finish university or something, they go for 6 months or go for a year. I actually think it's good. I actually wish I did it now. Now I'm too old, of course, but it would have been cool, I think. Yeah.
I guess it depends on which division you get to.
Yeah.
Because I heard from my brother, my cousin.
Okay.
He wanted to serve in the army, and he got into the army.
Okay.
But the thing is, he got into the wrong division, and all he did the entire year, he just brought things from one place to another place, and he didn't learn anything. He said to me, "I wasted the entire year of my life, and I didn't learn anything." So I guess
I guess it's kind of like you have to be lucky draw, right? I actually heard, some people they get put in like a kitchen, and they have to cook literally for an army, right? And they 1 year of just like peeling potatoes, just peel potatoes every day, all day.
Sure.
So I guess you have to be lucky for sure. Yeah. So you came here, that didn't work out. You came to Taiwan, you did your school.
Nope.
Oh no. Okay, tell me.
So after my failed experience in the army, I decided to apply for a master's degree because I didn't know what else do I want to do.
In Russia?
In Russia.
Okay.
Yes. I finished my master's degree, and during that master's degree, I had an opportunity to work in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in a local office in my city.
Okay.
And I didn't like the idea of being a diplomat because it's such a boring job.
Okay.
When you think of a diplomat, you imagine the kind of guy who would travel around the world to interact with many different people, enjoy the exquisite food and stuff like that.
Like the top food chain guy, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Penthouse suite.
Actually, it's such a boring job. You just stay in one office and you do these, papers. It's so boring. And
Okay.
I had experience for 2 years working there.
So you did it then. You did it for 2 years,
I
kind
did
of in
it
the
for 2 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I thought, no, this is not the job for me.
Okay. So there's some kind of something was missing for you. Maybe
something
some
was missing.
excitement.
I
Okay.
thought that there was something else for me that is awaiting for me, and I have to find that out.
Okay.
What that is.
Okay.
And so after the master's degree, I stayed in Russia for 1 more year, and I made some money. I was trying to apply for studying abroad, but I failed to get the position where I wanted to. I wanted to go to South Korea because I had experience living there for 1 year, and I studied there. And I really wanted to go there so badly. And I applied for many different universities, and I failed. Every time I would fail. And so what I did then, I decided, okay, let's try to apply to China, to Taiwan, to Japan, some other places around Asia. And eventually, 1 year later, after my graduation from master's degree, I got invitation from 3 different universities here in Taiwan. And I
Okay.
thought, I'm leaving.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I just said okay. That's great. So, quickly, Korea.
Yeah.
So you said you spent time there, or you have some kind of
During
connection with that?
During my undergraduate, I spent 1 year studying in South Korea, and I fell in love with the country. I wanted
Okay.
to go there so much.
Okay. And now you've been here in Taiwan for 5 years, right?
Yeah.
So is there now the chance you would jump ship and go to Korea, or are you pretty happy here?
I think for now, since I'm taking a gap year,
Okay.
I decided to focus completely on my business.
Oh,
I'm taking
nice.
a gap year, maybe 1 or 2. Then after that, I still want to finish my PhD.
Okay.
Then when I finish it, then
Wow.
probably, I don't want to stay in Taiwan. It's not like I don't like the place. I like
Okay.
it very much, but I just don't want to stuck in one place.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's a good reason for sure, man. How are you with spicy stuff usually?
There is a story behind the
Let's go.
spicy stuff.
Do it. You want to have it, but let us know before we start.
All right.
Yeah.
So I actually love spicy stuff.
Oh, really?
Originally, yes. So when I came to South Korea, I enjoyed eating spicy food everywhere. And I
Okay.
missed it so much when I returned back to Russia. So I started cooking Korean cuisine, learning how to do it.
Interesting. Okay.
The thing is, when I came to Taiwan, I experienced a lot of different spicy food here as well. And then
Different. Okay.
It's not different. Actually, Korean cuisine is more spicy, I think, than Taiwanese.
Yeah. Probably.
But one of the things happened. I went to a restaurant nearby my house. It's called, I think, King Spicy Noodle or something like that.
Okay,
And they have a
okay.
competition there.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah. Okay.
There is one Mexican guy who won the competition.
Oh,
actually.
really? All right. Hey, Viva Mexico. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went there, and I think I wasn't prepared for that level of spiciness.
Okay.
Like they have noodle, which had 4 different levels of spiciness.
Okay.
Like absolutely no spicy, a little bit medium, and then large.
I've actually heard. I think I've heard of this place. Yeah. I haven't tried.
I think
it,
it's
though.
very popular,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
been for a while on the internet.
Yep.
And so I tried the most spicy one, and it wasn't that spicy. But then the Laoban, he told me, how about you participate in our competition? I'll pay you 1,000 if you win the competition. And the original price is 500. You pay 500 if you lose, and you get 500 if you win. And Laoban told me, I'll give you 1,000 if you win. But
Okay.
if you lose, you pay me only 500. I said, okay, let's do it.
He's got his hustle, and he's like, yeah. Okay. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So you need to finish the noodle within half
half an hour.
Half an hour, yes.
And the soup, everything, right?
There is no soup. It's dry
okay.
noodle.
Okay.
Yes. And I think the reason why I fail is because I wasn't prepared to that level of spiciness.
Okay.
I was too arrogant, I guess.
Okay.
Too confident that
That's
I could
funny.
do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So 5 minutes later, I started feeling burning. All my throat just burned.
Okay.
And at some moment, I couldn't even breathe. I couldn't make a sip of the air.
Okay.
And so it hurt me so much that I ran back home, and I found the milk. Somehow I remember that milk helps when you
Yeah.
drink, when you eat spicy food.
It does.
And
a
so
little bit, yeah.
at that moment, I thought, I'm not going to risk my life anymore.
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
planning to eat this spicy food. It doesn't
Sure.
worth that.
Yeah,
I
no,
tried
for sure.
enough in my life, and it
Okay.
doesn't worth it.
Okay. Well, our spiciest one is pretty rough, but it's not on this tray.
Not that crazy.
Yeah. But it's also it's not like gonna hospitalize people
Right,
because
right.
well, some people that don't eat spicy, they'll get like a halfway on like a super mild one, and they're just like, woof. Then I get worried. I'm like, oh no. Okay. So let's grab. This is the first
Right.
one here. This is just a buffalo wing, man.
Okay.
So you can grab the wing or the drum, whatever you want. I'll let you grab first. Audio is good. Everything is good. Perfect. So not too many spicy foods in Russia? I mean, what's a typical sort of
I would
a
say
meal?
typically it's similar to Taiwanese in a way that it's
Okay.
oily,
Okay.
fried, salty. But there are a lot of sweet stuff just like in the United States and Canada.
Okay,
I would say
okay.
the
Like desserts,
the
sweet stuff?
sweetness is similar to the American and Canadian.
so much
Yes.
higher than
Much
here.
higher than here,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
couldn't get used to local sweet stuff. It's not sweet at all.
It's funny because I have a friend who is one of the head guys of Costco, right? And so, you know, we would go and, you know, you get just a birthday cake or something from Costco. And they said that actually they take the Costco birthday cake, original recipe from the US, and the sugar, they cut half. So when you get it, it's
not the same.
It's not, of course, it's not as sweet for sure, but I guess, you know, that's how it is. When I first came here, I went to all the bakeries, and all the bread had a little bit of sweetness, right? So I thought, wow, that's great, so good, so good. And then after about 3 weeks, I was like, well, I just want like a normal bread. So yeah, there now luckily there are some good bakeries and stuff. It's weird. Taiwan goes through these different phases and stuff, and yeah, bakeries were pretty sweet and stuff back in the day. But now I think with like foreigners, like French bakeries and stuff like that, they're.
Is it because they add some taro balls?
That's possible. You know, that's yeah. So for example, with me, the first time I went to try, you know, the tsuapin, right, like the shaved ice with, you know, you go and you get the shaved ice, and you get to choose your fruit. Sorry, not your vegetable, your fruits. So I'm picking strawberries and mangoes and stuff. And my Taiwanese friends, they had like beans and all this other stuff, which as a Mexican we eat salty, right? So I was shocked for a few times like that. But yeah, in the end, you know, you get used to it. I've been here for a long time, and yeah, I mean, now when I go back, everything tastes very sweet, but it's also like a little bit is nice. Like a chocolate chip cookie. It's like, I love it. Sometimes I'll just go to like a Subway and I'll just get like a chocolate chip cookie, and I'm like, all right, I'm good now. Yeah, it's funny, man.
What do you think of the burgers with peanut butter?
I'm not a big fan of that, honestly. Because I like, you know, as a kid, I like peanut butter and jam sandwich, whatever. But on my burger, I don't like it. Yeah. What about you?
I actually found it very delicious.
Really?
I don't
okay.
know.
I mean, it's weird because you can just pair stuff.
It's such a great opportunity to try something sweet and something salty a little bit. You know, it's something spicy at the same time. It's like mixing all together in your mouth, it just explodes.
You know, the funny thing is, in Mexico, they have these candies made of tamarind. Do you know what the tamarind, right? Tamarind is like this sort of a sour, like I think it's a fruit, but it comes in these little like pea pods, and it's like very sour. So Mexicans, they take that and they make candy out of it. And it's, it'll be salty, sweet, sour, and spicy. Wow. All in one candy. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So Mexicans love this. It's a crazy candy. But yeah, we actually brought some of those candies before and give to customers, and everybody hates it. Only Mexicans are like, wow, where did you get this? But everybody else is like, ugh. Even like my Latino customers in like Central South America, I would think, oh, okay, they must like it too, but actually they don't like it either. So Mexicans also have like only Mexicans have a very unique palate. Unique, yeah. So I want to talk quickly about your business. Not quickly, but so were you always from like a young age this kind of like super stylish guy? You know, because I went through all your Facebooks, not Facebook, the Instagram and all that stuff, and it's like it looks great, man. I mean, the pictures look. I got some pictures. I'll load them up here. But yeah, tell me about you know, coming up in Russia. I mean, is Russia like a stylish place, or where did this style sort of come for you?
I'd say because Russia is a very traditional society, and the status there is very important for a person.
Okay.
So you do have to look after yourself, the way you dress, the way you behave, the way you introduce yourself, the way you interact with people.
Okay.
It's pretty similar in a way to South Korea, which I realized lately. That's why I like the place.
Makes sense. Okay.
So yes, starting from a very young age, I tried to develop my own style. And I wanted to look as good as possible, especially when I was pursuing my diplomatic career. I knew that the way I introduced myself would matter a lot, and so I did a lot of efforts to develop my own style, and that's how it started. Okay.
And you recently decided to go full-time, basically, on your gap year kind of full-time thing. How's that been, man? I mean, how is it? Yeah, I mean, what's the process of like finding people, or I mean, obviously, you probably don't just go up to somebody and be like, hey, you look like shit. Let me hire me to make you look good.
I wish I could do all that.
I mean, that's probably not what you do, right? So what's kind of the process of looking for a customer, or what do you look for?
So originally I thought maybe if I just post some advertisement, then people would be interested in that. But because Taiwan is very chill and relaxed place, people are not really interested in improving their style, especially men here. Like females, they do take care of themselves, but men, I guess.
Do you also take female clients, or?
I'm not improving their style, but if they want to do investor pitch, or if they want to apply for a job, yes, I can help them as well. Because in that case, I do not need to change their wardrobe.
Okay.
And working with men is pretty easy because I do know what exactly I need to change. And so it's just easy, boom. It works very efficiently.
So what's kind of like the process of, okay, you got a client, he says, hey, pimp my ride type deal, like change me into like, like a corporate looking guy, or like, how does that work? Do they ask you like, hey, I want to look like I don't know, a superstar. I want to look like I don't know. I don't even know what they would ask. Like, how does that work? Yeah.
For now, not that many Taiwanese get in touch with me. I have to do the cold calling myself. So what I do is I go to LinkedIn and I search for the people in particular that are similar to the avatar that I'm looking for. For example, sales guys, or maybe real estate, or some CEOs.
Okay.
And then I try to look through their profile, what their current position is.
Okay.
What they are doing, what they are looking for. Can they improve something? And then I get in touch with them and I introduce my service. I try to.
Is there a way to introduce it without like insulting the person? Like, how? What's the? I'm super curious about this because. I went through your LinkedIn. It looks great. It looks fantastic. Yeah. Like I have LinkedIn. I don't use it very much. It's usually everybody spamming their MLM links to me. Right. So that's usually what I get on LinkedIn. But occasionally I'll get like a cool message from somebody, but it gets buried under like all the spam. Right. But yeah. So tell me a little bit about the process. Yeah.
So basically, I try to learn as much information as possible about the client, or potential client.
Okay.
What are the struggles that they're facing right now? And then when I find a solution, then I would get in touch with the client and tell them, okay, here is the problem that you might have. Okay. You might know that you might not know that you have it, but I believe that you have it. Okay. And this is the solution that I can provide. Am I correct? And if they reply, yes, you are correct, and I'm actually looking for improving something, blah, blah, blah. I want to get to the next level, want to get a high-level executive, or I want to get a new job somewhere, then they would tell me, okay, yes, you are right, and I'm actually looking for improvements. And then I would introduce my services. If they agree to meet with me, then we would go through the process. I have like a...
So you have a procedure of...
Yes.
Okay,
my
very
own
cool.
SOP. So I usually would send the client kind of a general assessment test.
Okay.
And they have to fill out all the information about themselves, which I'm interested in, which can help me to understand how else can I help them, and which package I can introduce them. Because I don't want to... Right now I have around 7 packages.
Okay.
Which, image consulting, personal image, social image, interview, investor pitch, and some others.
I got them here. We're going to ask you about all of them. Yeah. It's awesome. I'm excited about it. Yeah. Okay.
And so I'm trying to figure out as much as I can about the person so that I can provide them personal image consulting service. Okay. A lot of the image consultants, they usually gather a group of people and they introduce general idea of image consulting and how people can benefit from that. How can they improve themselves? But I believe if you actually want to help a person, you need to learn about the person. So what I do, I learn about the person, his current stage, where he is. I learn about where he wants to go, and I try to learn what holds him back. And then I connect this all together and I provide the solution. Instead of, just giving general information, you can improve this, you can improve that. I don't even understand why people pay for that, because you can find that on the internet,
you
on
can just
YouTube
Google
for free.
ChatGPT probably says, hey, this is what you can do. Hey, this is what you do. Yeah. Get
so
a
I
haircut.
think this personal image consulting is something that is not very common.
It's definitely not. I think it's cool. I think it's a really like a niche market.
Exactly.
But I think I think it's got a lot of potential, to be honest. It's very cool. I'm excited.
Thank you.
Okay, the wing was okay?
Yeah, the wing
Yeah,
was
no
okay.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Not too
Not too
spicy, right?
spicy,
Okay,
yeah.
good. So let's go through a couple of the services, right?
All right.
So the original one is the image consulting, right? So if
That's
somebody
the-
says, what is image consulting? If
That's the
someone's-
biggest
yeah.
package,
The
image
biggest-
consulting.
okay.
And it includes personal image, social image, and digital image.
Okay.
Basically, those are three that when you combine together, all your image is aligned.
Okay.
Personal image refers to the way you dress,
Okay.
the way you feel about yourself, your confidence.
Okay.
Social image is how people outside they look at you and how you interact with people, your communication skills, your
Okay.
networking skills,
Sure.
all of that. Yes. So how other people perceive you.
Okay.
And then digital image is because we're living in a digital age. You need to make sure that all your LinkedIn, all your Facebook, your Instagram are looking pretty much the same.
They look like a
Yes.
brand, right?
Yes, exactly, like a brand. That's
Yeah.
when you create a brand and everything is aligned together.
Okay.
Because I know some clients, they have very good LinkedIn, but when you go to their Facebook or Instagram page, they're with their friends drunk there, hanging out together. Yeah.
That's
And
funny.
you look at that and you, dude, if I'm trying to give you a job and I Google
Exactly,
you,
yeah.
can you imagine what I see in your profile?
100%. Like I've also, because I'm a business owner, so not as much now, but before, when I don't want to say Facebook is less popular now, but before it was a little bit more popular. Now I think people are towards like Instagram and TikTok and
yeah.
stuff, right? But at the time when I would say maybe 5-10 years ago, when everyone had Facebook, when people would apply, I would check it. I would check on Facebook, and a lot of them, they were just like, you know, and I'm like, that's next. Yeah, so it was pretty common. Yeah, so yeah, definitely, and maybe not just pictures. Sometimes
definitely.
people would
What they write,
complain,
complain.
and especially complain about their work,
Yeah,
right? My
definitely.
job and my blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and it's like, ugh. Yeah, no, thank you. I'll do it myself for a while longer. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
I think a lot of people do not really understand that social media is a reflection of you right now.
It's like a digital resume, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It used to be before just for contacting with your friends. Like
Yeah.
Instagram originally was a place to share your pictures with your relatives. Right
Okay.
now, if you go to the Instagram,
Yeah.
it's everywhere. Everyone can see your
Full-time people,
yes.
Instagrammers,
Exactly.
right? Like
Exactly.
TikTok and YouTube.
full-time job.
Full-time
Yeah.
job. Yeah. And some of them are, I know some people I've had on, like some food people that just full-time.
Yes.
They're just full-time job Instagram.
Just eating food.
It's crazy. It's just eating food full-time.
Yeah.
And it's funny because a lot of the ones that are the big food Instagram people, they actually don't know much about food.
Right.
You know, you ask them, they're just like, they don't cook, like they
Yes.
don't know anything about the
They just
industry. They just take a nice picture and they eat,
Yeah,
right?
that's
And usually if they're, you know, a good-looking girl or something, it's even more popular, right?
That's right.
That's crazy, yeah. Let's grab the next one. So the
All
next
right.
one is a Chipotle. Yeah, so we'll get one of those, yeah. And then we'll go to, so the personal image, right? The personal image would be,
Personal image is
Yeah.
basically one part
Thanks,
of
man.
the image consulting, the
Okay.
whole package.
Okay.
I just divided it because not every person needs
the whole thing.
the whole thing. Yes, so social media and
Okay.
social image.
Okay.
So I decided to cut it half and then just introduce to as many people as possible,
Okay.
so that many people can at least have a taste of it.
Sure,
and
sure. So
decide
like
what
a,
exactly they need.
yeah, it's like the first, like the ebook kind of, you know, like you know, you buy an ebook and then, you know, you read the ebook and you're like, wow, this is amazing. And then you get to
Exactly.
the end and you're like, well, take my services, right?
exactly.
So, no, it's great. Beautiful. Okay. Social image we talked about.
Social image the same.
So interview preparation
Yeah.
is one of the services, right? So tell me a little about that.
With interview
yeah.
preparation, I decided to do this because I was so successful in my life going through the interviews. I
Do it.
decided I have to teach that.
That's a skill that is, as a business owner,
Exactly.
it's, oh
Yes.
man, it's, and it's
Exactly.
progressively, like we have the business for about maybe 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the interview process is progressively worse.
Really?
Like it's worse and worse. First of all,
Wow.
you get 100 people on, you know, whatever platform to, you know, 100 people, you know, you contact 100, whatever.
Right.
85 they don't even reply. Like they don't even care. I would say out of the 15 that are like, okay, send me interested, 5 will actually book the interview.
Okay.
Like the other ones are just like, and then 5 will book the interview. And then out of the 5 that actually show up to the interview, 2 if you're lucky. It's crazy. And then when
sweatpants and hoodies?
it's crazy, right? So, and then a lot of the time in the interview, it's just, this is, of course, this is not everybody, but like the majority, I'd say, yeah, go for it, dude, whatever you need. They just come and it's almost like their mom forced them to come and get a job, and they're just like, I don't know, can I have weekends off? Can I have this off? Can I
become a YouTuber?
Yeah, exactly. Can I? Yeah, and I think one of the problems is probably not just here, but people stay. I think here they stay home, right? Like, so there's no financial pressure, so they don't like, mom and dad even pays their phone bill. Mom and dad pays everything, right? So. Jeez, yeah, and it's crazy because, when someone's paying all your stuff, then you have no pressure, and then if, the boss says, hey, I need you to work this Saturday, and you're like, no, I want to go to the movies with my friend on Saturday, and they're like, no, I need you to work. That's it. Quit. It's crazy, man. It's pretty crazy.
I know.
But yeah, so tell me.
The whole society is like that, especially when it comes to local men. They depend on their parents too much.
Yeah.
And when I talk to girls, like, because I have a package,
Sure.
date preparation. Because I have a package date preparation. Girls told me, you know what? We don't like Taiwanese guys because they're mommy boys. And they do not want to change themselves. They do not want to take any responsibility. They do not want to take care of the girls. They are not gentlemen at all.
Okay.
And I've heard maybe like 9 out of 10 girls would say that.
Really? Wow.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Okay. Yeah. That's almost all.
Exactly.
That's almost all of them. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No. I think it's tough. And I actually know a lot of guys that are single, that are actually good guys, but it probably ties into what you're doing. They, how can I say it without insulting them? But they also lack the communication skills to attract somebody. Like, you talk to somebody and like, this guy's a good guy. Like, let's say he's got a decent job, he's got a decent setup, like he's actually a great guy. Yeah. But I don't know if they get too nervous or they just have no skill of communication with women. I don't know what it is, but then they could just never find a girl.
It's all a game of numbers. The more you talk to girls, the better you become. Just like with the interview, the reason why I decided to teach it, because I was so successful at the interviews. I would go to the interview and I would pass it. Even if I have no idea what they require, I have no idea what I have to prepare for the interview. I just go there, I'm well dressed, well spoken, well behaved, and boom. The job
you got the job, yeah.
I didn't even have to talk too much.
Yes. In English, you will say like the gift of gab, like the gift of talking, right? It's just like, it's actually really important. For me, growing up, I was actually very, very shy. So being this like super, super, super shy person growing up, I missed so many opportunities in life because you're just like, wow, I'm too shy. I can't do that, right? And when I came here by myself, I realized I need to change something. So then I kind of just did the opposite, and I was just like outgoing for everything. And then my life kind of changed a lot. It's crazy, and I think it's a skill that a lot of people should learn, or I don't know. So what's the process of making an introverted person a little bit more outgoing? Is there a process that
I'd
you have?
say you don't need to change the person and make the introvert extrovert.
Okay.
What you need to do for the introvert is help him to change the environment.
Okay.
Because when you change the environment, like when you grow up in the community and they know you, they know who you are, they know what kind of person you are, they know what you like. And then you're kind of stuck in that because everyone just have a label on you. True. They understand what kind of person you are. 100%. But if you change the place where you live, your environment, you can try something new. That's what you did.
That's what I did, actually, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can change absolutely everything about yourself because you're in a new place. No one knows you. And you can be whoever you want to be. And all you need is just to move to another location. That's it.
Okay. That's pretty simple, actually.
Exactly.
That's actually what I recommend to people when I go back. Like I'll go out for a beer with my brother-in-law and we'll chat, and he'll tell me, you're very different now, and of course I live in Asia now for 20 years, and I told him, I had to leave. I had to. I think if the closer you, I don't want to say don't stay home, but the closer you are to home, the easier chance you are of being a mama's boy, right? I mean, it's not just Taiwanese people. I mean, back home, you can stay at home until you're 20s, 30s, 40s, and some people that I know, they just live at home forever, and then the parents get older and die, and then the house just becomes theirs. So they never leave.
Convenient. That's why people
it's convenient
stay
and cheap. But it's weird. I come from a really small town, so I mean things are kind of like it's a little bit conservative, and everybody's just the same. Like things don't really change. And it's nice to go back to visit. I love it. But sometimes, you go back and some of the conversations I have with my friends are the same conversations we had in high school.
20 years
and
ago,
I'm 45. I'm going to be 45 this year. So it's like, that's a long time ago, So it's like, I don't know. I don't know about that. But yeah, I don't know. You got to move out. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you moved out. You came here.
Yep.
You decided to do the schooling. And now you're taking the gap year.
Yep.
And how long ago was the decision to take the sort of gap year /
I think it
years?
was last year.
Okay.
So basically when I met Andrew,
Okay.
after that mastermind, I decided, I want to do this business, and I started developing my own website, do everything on my own, all the social media, everything.
Yeah.
And after a half year, I decided if I want to continue, I probably need to make money first, because the education is getting more and more expensive.
Sure.
It's hard to do two things simultaneously. You need to choose one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will going to fail in one of them, or maybe both of them.
Yeah.
So I decided, I have to do this first.
So you're like, I'm
finish
going
it,
all
yes.
in. Okay.
I make money first, and then I return, and PhD will stay here anyway. It's not going to disappear.
Okay. Beautiful. So you've been doing that for a while, and it's going pretty good. Yeah,
Getting better.
Pretty good.
Definitely.
So we'll go through the last couple here. Date prep. I'm really interested in date prep 101. Yeah. So when I think of that, like, I don't know, I'm way older than you, but there's an old Will Smith movie called Hitch. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Right?
I watched it.
That's what I think when I think of date prep, and I don't know. You tell me about it. So I love that movie, and I think that could be a great job.
Exactly.
And it's totally doable, because like I said,
Yes.
I have friends that are actually great guys, but they overthink, and they just they blow it because they just overthink and they over panic, and then people are like, whoa, this guy's a weird guy, and then they just kind of leave.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit about the date prep 101.
The idea actually comes from this movie.
From Hitch, yes. All right, good. I nailed it.
I
Good,
love
good,
that
good.
movie.
I love it too. I haven't seen it in a while. We got to watch it again. Yeah.
And if you look at my business card, there is no contact information except for line account, and it says by referral only. It's just like in Will
just
Smith
like Hitch.
movie. Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I decided to do it that way, and then basically what happens, a person would come to me and tell, I have problems with girls. I never had. It usually comes to the previous experience. When they try to interact with the girl, something happened, and then they couldn't proceed, couldn't move further, couldn't move on. And they kind of was stuck in that moment. And right now they don't know how to communicate with the girls. And so I tried to help them to gain their confidence back, and then try to set up all their dating apps accounts.
Okay.
And try to show
That's a whole new thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Try to help them with communication with the girls. I do not go to dates with them right now, but I'm considering that because
Like a wingman, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like Hitch did.
Yeah,
But
I love Hitch.
yeah.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite movies.
Let's see how it goes, because it's not the most popular package right now, but I was hoping that it would become one. So
let's push it and let's make it
Yes,
popular.
exactly.
And if you need a sub, man, I'll sit in the back corner
Sure,
with a
no
little, with a little. Yeah, that's the dream job, man. I love that. It's funny because I think that would actually be a really good bargain for certain people, because a lot of people, again, they don't know what to say.
Yeah.
And I've had friends that, like, I always think of this one guy who left Taiwan a few years ago. He basically looked like Captain America. He was like tall, short hair, blonde, blue eyes, like fit, abs, just like basically like perfect guy. And he overthought everything, and all the girls would see him and be like, especially in Taiwan, you see Captain America walking around, it's not going to be very difficult, right? But he had a hard time because he just he's like, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to say. And he just overthinking, and I'm like, you are lucky. You don't have to say anything because you already look like Captain America. You don't have to say much, But yeah, eventually he left because he's like, no, I can't. You can't do it here. So he went back, and I thought, what? That's unbelievable.
Is it better back in? Where
Yeah, he's better now. Now I think he's like, we're not super close, but I think he's married and stuff. Yeah, but I mean, this was, I would say 10 years ago, but it was like everywhere we went, like this guy was like, everybody was just drooling over this guy, and I'm like, you don't have to say anything. But again, even though he looked amazing, he would still overthink, right? So I think that it's great.
Do you think it was more a question of gap between Chinese language and English language, like communications thing?
I think he didn't have much Chinese for sure, but I didn't have much Chinese when I came here either, and
your Chinese I think is great, actually. I watched one of the interviews.
But I've been here for a long time. Like, this was a long time ago. So I think, it wasn't always that good, right? So yeah, I think that's possible, of course. But I mean, I think in my first year here, when I decided that you've been shy for like your whole life and you're just missing every opportunity, just say yes to everything.
Yeah.
This girl asks you, screw it, let's go.
Yeah,
just do everything.
Just do it.
You're here, just go, just say yes to everything.
Exactly.
And then everything changed. It was great. For me, it was just like,
Exactly.
So I don't know. He was still kind of like, in Canada when I grew up, when you want to talk to a girl, you need to think of like an icebreaker. And there's like this whole process. And if one of these things you mess up, you're out.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then, she turns around and there's another guy just doing, And then when I came here, that's just like a long time ago, I'd be going to rent a blockbuster movie or something, and everybody all these girls, everybody just starts talking to you, and you're just kind of like, whoa, this really shy person.
You don't need to do much here.
You don't have to say much. So I was like, oh, this is great. I think I'm going to stay. So it was good. Yeah, but just some people, I don't know what this. Like I said, this guy.
Definitely overthink it too much.
So what could be something for like a date prep, like an example?
I think the most important is to improve your confidence.
Okay.
And the way you improve your confidence, the easiest and fastest way is when you change your style.
Okay.
This is because all you need to do is to go shopping, go to the hairdresser, and they change everything about you, and then
Like a makeover.
exactly
everything.
the whole makeover. And then when you walk down the street and people start paying attention to you, that's when it changes.
Okay.
Because maybe if you're not such a good-looking guy and you walk down the street, no one pays attention to you. But when you change absolutely everything about yourself, the way you look, the way you dress,
Okay.
people start paying attention to you.
Okay.
And especially when you change your posture. I don't know why people do not pay attention to that, but basically, if I walk down the street somewhere in Xinyi area, I would just look like that. Yes. And everyone just looking at me. And I don't care. It just gives me a lot of energy from other people.
Sure.
And it gives me a lot of confidence in myself.
And you're really tall.
Exactly.
With a good posture.
Exactly.
It's like you're head and shoulders above everybody.
And in a suit. So
Yeah,
everyone's
in a
just
suit
paying
and looking
attention to
good.
me.
Yeah,
Who's
that's
that guy?
great.
Who's that?
That's great. Yeah. No, I think that's good because also people will, sometimes when I have friends that are tall as well, like, 195, 200, and sometimes they slouch, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I think, because I see you're very tall, but you look taller because your posture.
Yep.
Yeah, the posture.
Yep.
I think the posture is huge.
The posture, the suits that
confidence.
I wear, because they usually have these stripes, and when you wear the suits with the
Looks even
stripes, it makes you
taller.
even taller. Yes.
Yeah. I was going to ask you that. Because I was like, well, usually, I mean, people say if you're fat, you don't wear the stripe one sideways.
That's true.
So I figured if it's the up down, it makes you look taller and
exactly.
thinner, right? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are so many tiny little details that you can change that people do not understand about. That make you look completely different person.
Okay.
And so when it comes to this date preparation, the first thing that you change is the way you look. Then you prepare dating apps, and then you just start outreaching.
And do you kind of like
clients,
brand out like the dating apps, make them all kind of like look the same, like the LinkedIn, Facebook
I try
thing?
to make everything's aligned.
Okay.
And I try to tell people what exactly they can write and what they should avoid writing, because I had a person. I cannot say because you might
No, it's
you
okay, it's
might
okay.
know the person. So
Okay.
I cannot say
Ooh,
what
I might.
was written in his social media account, but it was terrible. So, dude, you're never gonna be having girlfriends anymore.
I've seen that. I've seen that. It's like, wow. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. So the next one would be personal care.
Yes, personal care
Men only.
as well.
It's
Men
it, right?
only.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a very easy one.
Okay.
I believe that men do need to take care of themselves. It's not necessarily that they
For
have
sure.
to, be like girls, especially right now with all these Korean guys who wear makeup. I think it's too much. I think
Yeah, what's
it's
your-
a masculine. I'm still, because I'm Russian, I'm still, adhering
masculine
for
thing,
the
yeah.
masculine thing.
Sure.
So you don't need to be a girl, but at least you need to take care of yourself. So I would definitely take a guy to a store and recommend to buy perfume and a
Okay.
good deodorant.
Okay.
And also a skincare routine.
Okay.
And when it comes to skincare routine, I do not recommend too many things because I
Okay.
don't want to overcomplicate. Usually one to thing.
Okay.
That's what I use, and that's what
Okay.
helps me.
Okay. One of the deodorant is big. Deodorant
Yeah.
is pretty big here because, I mean, again, 20 years ago you couldn't buy deodorant, so every time I went home, I have to buy like box of deodorant and bring
I
it
did
back
exactly
here.
the same
the
first
same
2
thing,
years.
right? For so many years you can't find
Yes.
deodorant. Now I think slowly you
better.
can find. Yeah. But in the beginning, so summertime MRT.
Yeah, it smells.
Now, I was like, it's crazy. It's crazy. You kind of like, oh man.
Yeah.
You don't notice, I guess, with the mask anymore. But now the masks are off.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy, man. Yeah, deodorant, cologne, brush your teeth.
Yeah, brush your teeth.
That's kind of like
And cut
yeah.
off your nails, please, guys.
Yeah.
If Taiwanese guys are looking for it, cut off your nails. If I
Yes.
see you, I'll slap you in your face.
Yeah. So clients be like, cut your nails,
Yes.
cut your nails.
I don't know why they grow. It's just gross, disgusting.
Yeah, I have to admit it's disgusting for sure. Yeah, and it's surprising, but I don't know. That's kind of gross.
Yeah.
You bought the investor pitch, right?
Yep.
So I went through your website and what was it last? I hosted
Dragon's
the
Chamber.
Dragon's Chamber last year. It was great.
Pure.
It's funny because I saw you there because I've seen you, followed you on Thai,
Yeah.
and then I looked over and then again you're like head and shoulders above everybody,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, that's the guy, the image guy from Thai, right? And so so Pierre, right? So I haven't met him in person aside from that day.
No.
So tell me a little bit about that investor pitch sort of thing, if you can.
Basically,
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
just training.
Okay.
I would try to figure out what kind of the project they are applying for, what kind of what kind of investors would be there.
Okay.
What are they interested in, and how we can win over those investors.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll try to help with also confidence building, communication skills, how to introduce yourself. So with Pierre, we spent around 3-4 weeks. Every week we would meet for 1-2 times, and then we just practice.
Practice
And I've
the
changed
pitch.
a lot in his speech, in his the emphasis where he does in his speech.
Okay. Yeah.
And
He had a great speech. He killed it.
He
Yeah.
was so confident.
He
I
killed
didn't even
it.
imagine
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. He killed it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just because when I first met him and we did it for the first time, he was so nervous.
He
And
looked super
even though
confident, yeah.
he spoke only in front of me.
Okay.
There was literally no one else there, and he was so nervous. And then he just made it. He did it.
Yeah. No, to be honest, I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he won. He got the first
Yes,
place,
he
right?
won.
He won, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
because I remember hosting it, and usually I'll live stream it on the channel, and then this past year, the guy who hosts it, usually Brandon, he was double booked, so Elias messaged me. I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do. Like I said, I always just say yes, let's do it, and then he's like, okay, here's a script, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have, because I'm usually just talking,
Yeah.
right? So the memorizing some of the stuff at the beginning was tough, but then it was good. It was a good experience. But to be honest, he did great.
He did great.
And I could tell some of the other people were super nervous, but I know how it is because I used to have
Exactly.
be super nervous like that in front of the camera and stuff. To be honest, at the beginning, a little bit of the beginning, I was also nervous because it's like, make sure you don't, I have to memorize this little paragraph at the beginning kind of, and after that I can just free flow, and that's what I did. But yeah, no, it was a good experience, and he won, right?
I was very surprised.
Yeah,
I was very
that was
proud
cool.
of him.
Yeah, of course, very cool, very cool. Yes, and then that was it. The best investor pitch, professional image consultant,
Yes.
beautiful.
Those are the main packages.
The main
that
ones, yeah.
are on the website right now. There are some others, but I do not introduce them to everyone.
Okay,
Because it definitely depends on what kind of thing the person wants
So,
to
like,
change. So
individual.
yes, individual, very
Yeah.
individual.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you guys are curious, you want to check it out, your website link is in the description. So hit you up directly, which is cool. So like, what are some of the key factors that you consider when you decide, like, okay, you've got a new client? So what are some of the key factors that you wanna add to this person? I mean, not necessarily add, but implement into the person.
It
image.
definitely depends on the person and what kind
Okay.
of things we can change.
Okay.
Because there are some people who actually have a good style, and I don't need to change anything. But
Okay.
then they may be lacking communication skills.
Okay.
They're not good at talking at all. And maybe sometimes they feel nervous when they talk to other people.
Okay.
Or maybe sometimes they are not sure how to properly answer the questions during the interview. So it
Okay.
really depends on the person, and
Okay.
that's the reason why I have this general assessment test. Actually, I have a few more.
Okay.
So after the first general assessment test, there are a few more to actually fill out the information about the person and understand where are we moving, because I don't want people to pay for nothing, just for just garbage.
It's also
Yes,
mutual.
it's
You don't
better,
want to
yes.
waste their time, and you don't want them to waste your time,
Yes.
right?
The more specified it is, then it's better for us.
Do you ever have a situation where this person, they're your client maybe, they need to change maybe their style a little bit, but they think, oh, I'm good already, I'm very stylish, so I don't need to change that. Do you ever have a situation where something like that happens, where like, no, I don't need to change, I'm very good at style?
I do not force a person to change
Okay.
their style, but I do give my recommendation.
Okay.
It's their decision whether they want to follow my recommendation or not.
Okay. Well, I mean, if they're hiring you, then I would imagine that they should. But
Why would you spend your money if you don't want to change anything?
Here's the money.
Yes, yeah.
Here's all the things you do. No, I'm not doing any of that. All right. Well, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. You pay the money.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Let's grab the next one. The next
All right.
one is Cayenne. So
This
again, one of these. Yeah. This is a Cayenne. This was there was a point in time during COVID where, so the original buffalo wings sauce is made with Frank's Red Hot. It's like a hot sauce from the States. And it's basically half Frank's and half butter. And so there was a point, we were using that for a couple of years, and there was a point where nobody was importing Frank's anymore. So then I created this sauce.
Wow.
And it turned out pretty good.
It's good,
It wasn't quite like a buffalo, but it was a good sauce. So we created that. We put it out. People liked it. And then again, I was like, okay, Frank's is back. I'm like, let me try one more time to make a sort of a more Frank's version. So the buffalo that we have now is also a homemade sauce that we made from almost like a knockoff style of Frank's, but with fresh cayenne peppers and stuff. And then so now they became two sauces. And they're both kind of like mildish, I think, right? Like nothing crazy. Yeah.
Yep.
And they're both
This
super
one a little
popular.
bit more.
A little more
spicy
spice,
indeed.
right? Yeah. So they all should be a little bit more spicy, but nothing crazy. Yeah.
I do remember that in some of your videos you mentioned that you have Empress.
Yeah. So I didn't know that you liked hot sauce. When you said let's keep it mild,
Yeah, let's keep it mild.
So there's no
but
Empress on here.
I did try it before.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, so Empress has a lineup of really good hot sauces, really creative and good and very well balanced. And the one we use from theirs is their ghost pepper sauce. Look at this bug. Oof.
Yeah.
It's ghost pepper sauce. Yeah. Ooh. There we go. And it's great. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite local sauces for sure. Again, we make most of our sauces, but that one we always keep because it's nice. They're really good. We like them. There's also like Anita's Cantina. There's a few that are making nice hot sauces here. But
Also Mexican? Or?
they are, he's Canadian, she's Taiwanese, but they started selling tacos from a truck, and then they were selling a hot sauce, and then people liked it, so they just kind of flipped. I think they had a baby, and then they've just flipped to just hot sauce. So I think they're doing, I haven't seen them in a long time, but I think they're doing pretty good. So again, a little bit about fashion, because I'm kind of not very fashionable. So like every year, I mean, fashion changes, right?
Yeah.
Is there like a core style that you always try to implement first, or is it like every year there's a new fashion trend? I know you touched on it a little bit, but maybe go a little bit deeper on that.
So there is a very good saying. I don't remember the name of the lady who said that, but she says, fashion and style are two entirely different things.
Okay.
You can buy your way into fashion. Style is in your DNA. It implies originality and courage to be the person you want to be.
Oh.
So when you're
Nice.
if you want to become a stylish person, all you need to go do is just to go to some department store and buy some
Expensive suit or
expensive
something.
stuff. Yes.
Okay.
Not necessarily a suit, just something from latest catwalks.
Okay.
But if you want to become a stylish person, then you need to develop your own style. You need to understand who you are as a person. What kind of, like when you think of Elon Musk, what
Yes.
first comes to your mind?
Oh my gosh. Elon Musk, I mean, like super smart, like tech
Yes.
guy, like billionaire,
Intelligent.
like super intelligent.
Yes.
Yeah, like kind of like a cutting edge technology guy.
So this is his style.
Okay.
This
yeah.
is the person he is.
Yes.
When people think of me, for example, they
Yeah.
think, okay, he's a gentleman, well-spoken, well-behaved. This is my personal style.
That's your personal style. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And that comes, and that can be applied to any person. So
Okay.
your style depends on what kind of person you are, and then
Okay.
you can add some little details that would make you who you are. Like if you know Andrew Tate, for example, he always wear these square glasses. That's his style.
Okay.
Even if he's naked, he always in these glasses.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So style doesn't necessarily mean like Gucci
Yes,
or
doesn't
LV or as they would
Yeah.
say here, LOV,
LOV,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I love that. Okay. So do you have sort of, let's say there's a customer who wants to come in and they want to get like the full makeover, but maybe they have sort of a limited budget. I mean,
Yeah, that's
obviously
true.
they're not going to go in and get like a Rolex, right?
Usually we would discuss the budget first.
Okay. So it's
I would definitely
budget friendly.
Yes,
Okay.
budget friendly.
Okay.
Because I understand that all people have different budgets
Okay.
and they have different reasons to hire me. So I want to be as friendly as possible. I can give a discount.
Okay.
If they bring me some clients, like let's say I work through referrals very often. So if you bring me a client or two, I can give you a discount 10% for one
Okay.
person, 10
Okay.
more for another person.
Okay.
Or if you decide to leave testimonials, I can give you an extra 10% discount. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. It's cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a really good one. So in your opinion, what are some common sort of image pitfalls that men kind of overlook? Like is a pitfall, something common that a man, you can't really put all men into one box, obviously.
You're right.
But like a common sort of thing that's like, this one always happens.
I would say they just don't take care of themselves. They look very sloppy. I guess
Okay.
that because the life right now, in general, not only in Taiwan, it
Okay.
becomes very chill, relaxed, and people do not take care of themselves that much. Even just like you say, if you go to an interview, people don't care about what they wear.
Jogging pants
Exactly.
to an interview.
Jogging pants
It's
to the
like,
interview. Yeah.
ooh. Yeah.
I think there is a kind of a joke by a French guy. He's very popular on TikTok right now. So what he did, he was like walking down on the street in California, and he said, "How do you Americans wear this every single day? These sweatpants, hoodies every single day. It's impossible."
That's
Something
funny.
like that.
That's so
yes.
funny.
Yeah.
We got a couple comments real quick.
Sure.
We need more Eddy stories. We'll see what happens with that, Alexandra. And hello, guys. Great interview. Hope all is well. Well, appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay.
Vito's in LA, friend of mine. Yeah, no, that's funny because, it's hard. Do guys ever get sort of insulted? Like, hey, you need to change this?
I do not try to
Okay.
sound insulting.
Okay.
Somewhere deep in my mind, I am insulting, very insulting, because I'm a very judging person.
No, of course. But I think
that's my
human.
job. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Yes. And all people actually judge you from the very first second they meet you. Sometimes
100%.
even even before they meet you, because they judge you based on your social media. So it's just a human nature. You need to understand that. I know that a lot of people might say, oh, you cannot judge book by a cover, but that's just human nature.
Well, but everybody does.
Even
yeah.
if I don't want to do that, I still do
Yeah.
that. Just if you walk down the street and you see a gorgeous girl, 10 out of 10, and then you see a girl like, let's say, 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
You would probably want to talk to a girl which looks 10 out of 10.
That's normal, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
that's normal.
Yeah, yeah. I also think, yeah, like with social media, there are some people that I've never met. I mean, on Facebook and stuff, you're connected to everybody, connected to so many people. Especially, I've been here in Taiwan for a long time. You can just see one comment by somebody, like a bad comment that just sticks in your head. And then when you meet that person, you're like, oh, this fucking guy. I remember that one comment.
I remember what you said.
I remember this guy, yeah. It's funny because as a restaurant owner, we see a lot of that stuff. And it's funny because there was this guy, we used to have our restaurant in Danshui, right? And there was this guy who used to come up, he's kind of like with his business, you meet like a lot of lonely men. Maybe I'll I can introduce you to a lot of these guys. A lot of lonely men, and actually good people, like nice people, but they don't really have... they don't have the opportunity. They don't have maybe the skill, the communication. Yeah. So you see, meet these guys, and there was this one guy who he's actually a nice guy, and I, it's been there's a certain group of people that they come in. I will always sit, I'll have a beer or whatever. I'll chat with people and make sure everyone's having a good time. I'm a pretty outgoing guy now. I'm happy when people are happy, right? That's horchata, yeah. And you're the first guy, I think, in like 190 something episodes to realize it's not a straw. And it's great. Like it's a cool guy. And then like kept in touch. And then 5 years later, I seen somebody ask for recommendations for a restaurant, right? And Mexican restaurant. And so there's a few different ones. And then a lot of people recommended here. And then this one guy who I used to spend hours with,
together.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, it's not bad. I think that. I think, I've been there probably like, 80 times, and I'd say maybe 60 out of the 80 I was satisfied. He puts that on there.
Wow.
That was like 10 years ago. And now, you see the guy and it's like, hey, he's like, oh, I just did this and this and this. And it's like, let's do a podcast. And I'm just like, yeah, sure. And it's bad because that's the first thing. And he's actually a good guy, a really good guy. But the first thing that pops into my head is, oh yeah, I remember what you said like 10 years ago, and it's so stupid and petty. Yeah. But I'm just like, don't think like that. But sometimes it's just randomly someone hits you when you're down or something, and you just remember it. It's so stupid that because it's just an opinion and it's dumb. Who cares, right? But yeah, it's weird. It's so talking about judging. Yeah.
Building your reputation and your image takes a lot of time, but
Yeah.
it only takes one mistake and you're done.
Yeah, it's crazy, like you see a lot of these athletes, and they're squeaky clean forever, and then they do one thing and that's it. Everybody hates them, right?
Just like with Will Smith, he just slapped the person in the face and then boom, the career is almost over.
That's so crazy. I can't believe that because Will Smith is, again, like one of my favorite guys. Will Smith, Hitch is great. I love Hitch.
But if I were on his place at that moment, I would do exactly the same thing.
Yeah,
don't insult my wife, even if you're a friend.
It's such a weird situation.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can't insult somebody's wife, and then not it's weird. 'Cause, I don't know. It's a tough one because he's a comedian and it's kind of his job to insult everybody. But obviously, the wife, I don't know what she shaves her head or she doesn't grow. I don't know. I'm one of those guys who like lives in his bubble, and I like there's like a few things I like, and then I know about that stuff. But like the Grammys or whatever, I have no idea about that.
I didn't watch that.
I never watched. I just
that
know
was the only moment.
The only moment, yeah.
And I was so agree with him.
yeah, it's crazy. And then everyone's like, oh my gosh, Will Smith, and then toxic, masculinity. It's like what?
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
People ask me about that, and I've been here for 20 years, so I have no idea. People ask me about Canada, and I'm like, I have no idea. They ask me about what's his name, the premier, of Canada.
Trudeau?
Yeah, Trudeau. Yeah, Trudeau. They asked me about him, and I actually have no idea. They're like, how can you not know him? Like, because I have been here for 20 years, and I have my friends, and I have my little bubble. It's a weird space, but I'm happy.
But it's good.
Yeah.
As long as it does not correlate the money in, whatever happens in the world, it's not your business.
Yeah, exactly.
Why
right?
do you have to care about the things that does not, make you happy, make you more wealthier.
Yeah, I mean the news. I never watch the news. Like I'll catch news, on a feed or something. Be like, okay, yeah, okay. I know some things that are going on in the world that a lot of stuff is bad. It's never really good news that makes the news. It's always like somebody killed his wife or somebody raped this person or a war or something. Yeah, I know that's bad, but I mean, me sitting here stressing about it. I mean, I'll do whatever I can do to help, but if there's nothing I can do, what do you want me to do? Just hang out with my kid,
Keep on wasting my time watching.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's crazy, bro.
There was a period of time in my life when I worked as a journalist, and so I was trying to focus on really good stuff, positive things happening around the world.
Yeah.
And I was told in a week or two that nobody cares about it. We need something bad happening in the world. That's what people usually like to watch.
Yeah.
They want to keep you, always in danger. They want to make sure that you're always afraid of something.
Like fight or flight, right? You're like, yeah.
So I don't watch things.
Yeah, I don't watch it, man, to be honest. Yeah. Let me pull up some pictures here, man. Let's talk about them. Boom. Let's look at that one.
Look here, or?
Yeah, either one's fine. Either one's fine. So there's your logo.
Yep.
So it's YY Image Consulting. Okay. So what is it? Tell me a little about the history of the logo here.
All right. Originally, I wanted to use my family name, which is not Yeh, of course.
Okay. Yes. That's one of the questions.
That's another question.
Yeah.
My family name is Yastrubinsky, and it starts with Y and it ends with Y. And I thought, there is a brand Swarovski, there is a brand Brunello Cucinelli. There are a lot of different brands that you barely can pronounce. So I thought
Bulgari
exactly
or something.
Bulgari. Yeah. I thought people will get used to pronouncing my family name.
Yeah.
But for some reason, a lot of people complain to me. It's so difficult to pronounce. And I thought, okay, since I'm in Taiwan, probably I'll make an exception right now, at least for the time being, and see what we can do. And I asked my designer to help me to make the logo. And I try to use my family name somehow.
Yeah.
In creating, and she decided to do this Y connect together. So
nice.
Because it starts with Y and it ends with Y, she decided to connect it together, and it's easy to pronounce YY, easy to remember. YY Image Consulting. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. Nice. Very cool. Let's look at the next one. We've got some great shots of you here, and I noticed in the pictures that you look great in all of them, but the ones you look the best in, you seem to be looking away from the camera. So what's the trick? What's going on with that?
I think when you work as a model, for example, and photographer wants to take a shoot of you, they usually try to find the angle which works best for you.
Okay.
And usually at least every guy, I'm not quite sure about the girls, every guy has one side looking better than the other. And for me, it's a left side. So when I look left like that, it looks much better than from this side.
Okay, wow.
Yes.
That's interesting. Yes. Wow, I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. I never would have thought about it. That's beautiful. Let's keep going. Yeah. Got some pictures here. Roberto Diaz collection. Yes. This is some modeling gig or something? Yeah.
This is the name of the company that I originally considered, because I wanted to start with selling clothes, men's clothes.
Okay.
And Roberto Diaz was something kind of I really was passionate about. I wanted to have some Spanish name. Because all my personal style is more like Italian, Spanish guy.
I actually thought you were Italian.
Yes. A lot of people think that I'm Italian.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I thought, I want to have something related to Spain or Italy. And because I asked a lot of my friends who used to learn Spanish and Italian, they said, Roberto Diaz actually falls into both categories, so you can use this name.
Roberto Italian Diaz. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So we decided, let's do this. Let's call my brand Roberto Diaz. But eventually, I had to have some money to develop the products.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I decided there must be some other way to start the business with little to no money. I just need to figure out the way.
Okay.
And then I went to Mastermind, and then they introduced me to different options. That's how I started. So I decided to forget about this Roberto Diaz for a while. But I do have some suits that people can buy from my website. Okay. They are delivered from the Turkey. I basically use...
Oh, nice.
They're very good quality. And the reason why I sell them relatively cheap.
Okay.
Compared to the branded clothes, because I do that online. I do
Okay.
not need to have physical stores, so I can.
Okay. So someone orders, they can get it customized and sent to their door.
Yeah.
Okay. From Turkey, you
From
said.
Turkey,
Okay.
yes.
Good materials in Turkey.
Good materials, just like
Okay.
this one.
Okay. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Couple more. This is a good one here. I love that picture. Huh?
This was one of the first photo shoots that I had with my photographer, with the current one. And we did that nearby my house.
Yeah, that's funny because this, I think, is the only one where it's the other side.
The other side, yes.
The other side. Yeah, you're like, no, get rid of that
I tried to
one.
avoid posting the other side because
That's
it doesn't
so
look
fun.
that great.
That's why I didn't even think about that. That's just like, I didn't notice you were looking at the same side all the time. Yeah, yeah.
This one
And this one, you seem to have the focus on your legs as well. Like, right? You had two pictures. Yeah, so
the reason why we focused on the legs here is because there was a kind of a promotion, kind of a cooperation with a guy who's a shoemaker, and he's a good friend of mine. And so he asked me, okay, I will send you my photographer. He helps you to do some good shots, but you will be wearing my shoes.
Yeah, of course.
And so we decided to do this kind of cooperation.
Okay, and I covered the shoes there accidentally with our camera.
They're
Sorry about
actually
that. I
very
didn't
good
know.
ones.
Yeah, they're nice ones? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah. And the wedding. This is a great wedding show.
This
Wedding
is
pic,
my best friend. The girl, her name is Amy.
Okay.
And her husband Trey. So they got married last year.
Beautiful.
And yeah, this was actually the first wedding I ever participated in my life.
Taiwanese wedding or wedding?
No,
Wedding? Really?
just in general, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Weddings
During
are not a big
30
thing
years,
in Russia? Or no?
It is a big thing,
Okay.
but I just didn't have an opportunity because
Okay.
I didn't know, for some reason, I always had to move further. Either I'm traveling while my friends are getting married, or I just lose these friends and then I find some other friends.
Gotcha.
Because the life is just developing, it goes further. I cannot stay in one particular place and just with the same people.
Understand.
And so I always miss this opportunity. Even my sister, she got married in 2021.
Okay.
During pandemic, and I was here and I couldn't participate.
Yeah.
And the way I participated was through
an iPad or something.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used Skype.
Okay. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah. All right. So first wedding. Nice.
Yeah.
And the last one, and we got a couple of videos. This is a cool one. It's
Right.
not how much you weigh, right? I think it's a really kind of a cool quote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what comes to mind when I pull that one up? People will judge you based on your body type.
Exactly.
You know. Yeah. I think it's very cool. Very cool.
And another thing, I didn't post that particular thing. There is a video related to that, and so in the video I'm saying, apart from your height aside, you can change absolutely everything about yourself. You can change the way you look, the way you dress, the way you behave, absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And I gave people an example of myself, how I changed throughout the years.
Okay. Yeah. I think I have that video loaded up.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see if I got it here. I don't think I have the sound though, because I forgot to plug one cable in. Let's see if we can get that. Hopefully, I don't get copyright striked here. Right? Is that the video? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the
So
one?
this was the first year of my undergraduate degree.
Okay.
Very skinny guy all my life. I didn't have any muscles.
Okay.
And it was
looked
hard
like Lionel Messi in that picture. Except for you, yeah. That's it's not loading up. That's I don't know why. I'll check what's up in a sec there. And then there's this one. This was another video that you had as well, right? The 25 essential items for the man's wardrobe. What are a few of them that you can just off the top of your head that's like you got to have this as a man?
Apart from the suit, definitely some accessories like belts, good bag.
Okay.
Not necessarily a backpack, but probably briefcase or something like that.
Okay, really?
Then I would definitely recommend to have a polo shirt.
A polo shirt. Okay,
yes,
okay.
One or two.
Okay.
Then a crew neck shirt.
Okay.
What else? Yeah, some kind of...
What about the shoes?
The
Is there
shoes.
a special kind of shoes?
I personally like loafers because they're super easy to wear.
Okay,
You just put your leg in, put your foot in, and
That's true. Yeah,
you don't need to
nice,
do anything.
nice.
You don't need to,
tie your shoes.
Yes.
Yeah.
One
That's
of the
funny.
things. Yes. Then I would definitely recommend to buy some espadrilles for summertime, for example.
Well, I'm not sure what
or
is
slip-ons. They're pretty similar.
Okay.
kind of
Similar thing.
shoes.
Okay.
Yes.
So just easy and stylish.
It's similar to loafers in a way they are designed, but the reason I recommend them because they're very good for summertime.
Okay.
And
Okay.
they look very stylish and very sleek, I would say, compared to what people usually wear nowadays. All those Crocs. I don't understand that. They look terrible, and if you have eyes and you understand that they look
cloud
terrible,
shoes,
how
right?
do you wear them?
They're like I had a pair for a couple of years for the kitchen because they're like, oh, they're anti-slip and they're
Yes.
anti-smell.
I understand that.
No, they're not.
very
They slip, and the funny thing is, I put there was this one special pair like probably 10 years ago, and like I coached soccer most of my life, and I'm always in the kitchen and I'm always doing something, moving, right? And my feet smell, right? So I mean, I think it's normal, but you went and they're just like, oh, these Crocs, anti-smell, and I was like, oh, really? That's not possible. That's not possible. They're like, yeah. So I bought a pair, and then of course they smell. Of course, but it's because if you're working, it is what it is.
I mean, I understand they're very convenient. You don't need to worry.
They're
about
ugly
it.
for sure.
Yeah, they're ugly.
They're ugly. They
And
look
if
like
you
they
go
look like
on
a clown.
date somewhere.
Yeah.
Look like a clown, definitely.
You actually should. That's a tip probably from me. Don't wear Crocs on a date, especially like the first date, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
I worked for a while in the university for one of the departments.
Okay.
And I was there sitting next to professors. I was in a full suit while they were wearing their Crocs. I was like,
oh no, that's pretty bad. That's bad. Yeah, Crocs. No. Again, they're not even that comfortable. I mean,
Exactly.
I just had them in the kitchen, and then eventually they're pretty. I mean, if it's a kid, that's one thing, but like an adult, no, man.
No.
Let's grab the next one, man.
Sure.
The next one is like a barbacoa. It's like this is a different kind of a sauce. It's kind of like a barbecue-ish, but it's still a little bit spicy. Yeah, a little bit combination sort of deal. Yeah. I think it's not bad. It's pretty good. Can you maybe talk about a situation that's kind of been like maybe a challenging situation? Have you ever had a chance where, not a chance, but a situation where it's been challenging with a client? Like maybe he was just, any kind of situation that was challenging?
sometimes it's hard to convince the client to change their behavior, their style, because they got used to it. And it usually takes up to 3 months to change your old habits. That's why I usually sign up my clients for at least 3 months. And I meet with the clients for 1 week. We learn something new, change something, and then we go to another week. Then after learning 2 things, we learn third thing, and then we just practice all together. And so sometimes people just do not want to accept the things that I am introducing them, but then I try to explain them why it would benefit them in what way. And then some of them, they agree to change, some of them they don't. Depends on the person.
Do you have like a favorite part of the job, like dressing someone up, like changing their
definitely.
stuff, haircut,
Going shopping.
Going shopping, yeah.
I mean, I guess that's because that's the easiest part, because
the look.
Yes, it's very easy to change very quickly, and you can get the result instantly. Basically, you change the way the person looks, and then he can have direct impact immediately, even while they're just standing there in a dressing room.
I think one of the things that I missed out on being here for so long is like the beard. The beard made like a big in the West, at least it made like a big comeback. But I'm not talking like a nice trim. Like your beard looks great, but I'm talking about like a just let the whole thing like wild man sort of beard. And
did you have one?
No, I've never had a beard like that. No, but I don't think I've ever grown a beard in my life. But these like it seems to be very big, like a lumberjack kind of a style. That's something that's seems to be popular like in Canada and US. I mean, what do you think about that? Like, what do you think sparked something like that? I mean, what's your opinion, on that?
I think it's just like with the style, sometimes the things just return back. I'm pretty sure that it was popular back in the days, and then the things after a while they get back, and then people start dressing up pretty similar way, and they started doing something similar that their ancestors used to do. That's the same with the beards right now. Funny thing about the beards, Taiwanese don't really like them.
I think most of the Taiwanese friends that I have, they cannot grow like a real thick beard, and even the ones they have, they don't really like it. Yeah,
Yes. Probably because it doesn't look that
Doesn't look that good.
as
Okay.
Europeans.
Yeah, like my beard is not good. So yeah, I shave it off, but I've been shaving it my whole life, and now I can slowly, like in my 40s, maybe grow something. Before, I mean, in my 20s, 30s is pretty bad, pretty much nothing. Yeah.
I actually never had this idea of having a beard
Okay.
before 2020, because if you, according to the etiquette,
Okay.
you can only have 3 days beard, and then you have to shave it.
Okay.
Like,
Really?
yes.
Okay.
That's just the basic rules.
That's
of
a basic
etiquette.
rule.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I tried to do it all my life, but then at some point, there was a story behind that, but I don't want to discuss that because
Okay, if it's bad, then you don't want to share that. It's okay.
Painful, yes.
Okay.
But the reason is, in general, I decided to grow it because I didn't have to shave it all the time, and it didn't hurt me anymore.
Okay.
My beard grows very fast. Like,
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
shave it, by the end of the day, it's already growing.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
and it's already itching, and I didn't like this
The itchy
itching
feeling.
part. Yes, so I decided, okay, I just let it go. Maybe I had to suffer for around 2-3 months because it was itching while it was growing, but then
Okay.
after that, it just disappeared.
It went away.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
That's cool. Yeah. Another question. How do you balance like maintaining sort of, you have your client's authenticity with also kind of implementing some new stuff? Is there a way of balancing? Yes.
I usually discuss with the clients. One of the questions in the general assessment test is I ask a client to introduce his own style that he has right now, at least what he believes his style is right now.
Okay.
And then I would ask him what are the brands that he prefers,
Okay.
where he shops, what kind of clothes he likes to wear, what
Okay.
kind of colors
Okay.
they like to wear. And then I can identify. And then I would introduce 1-2 new things that they can try it first.
Okay.
And then they can decide, do they like it or they don't like it.
Okay.
I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to change the entire style completely.
Yep.
But as long as they try something and they understand how they feel, how people react on that,
Okay.
then we can go and make some other changes.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine some men would be kind of opposed to that. But I think that when they're coming to you for help, maybe they realize already, like, hey, I need to do. I would imagine, you know, they maybe
Why do you pick?
I need to switch it up, right? That's cool.
If you tried something and it didn't work, probably it's time to change.
Yeah, exactly. It's Einstein's theory,
Yes.
right? Where, you know, you keep trying the same thing over and over.
Yeah, it
The
doesn't
definition of insanity, right? You
Exactly.
keep trying and try to get a different outcome. This just doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
What about like celebrities? Do you have a celebrity or two that you think, man, this guy's got some style? Are there any celebrities that you're like, this guy's style?
I don't usually follow celebrities.
Yeah, I don't either. I just thought
live.
it'd be an interesting one.
Yes.
Okay.
I do like some Italian Instagrammers.
Okay.
They have
Okay.
really good style. And so I usually follow their pages and I look what they change, how they interact with people. So
Okay.
I'm trying to, maybe that's the reason why people think that I'm Italian, because I kind of acquired that from them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were
In a
Italian,
way.
and then the Eugene, that sounded Italian.
Yeah.
And then I was confused with the Yeh, right? Because usually people would use their original last name. So you shortened it to Yeh for what reason?
It's not related to my family name, Yastrubinsky. It
Okay.
has no connection.
Okay.
But my Chinese name is Yefu, which is
Okay.
Yedzde, like to
Okay.
live.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
I just use this family name, my Chinese family name, for
Okay.
this,
For-
for
okay.
people to, understand who I am and
Okay.
easier to find me.
That's very cool. Yeah.
It's hard to pronounce for them, so I just say, okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, everyone calls me Eddy, right? But before that, my actual name is Edgar, right?
Edgar.
And I didn't like that. In Spanish, Edgar it sounds normal, but in English, Edgar, it's not so. I didn't like it very much, and so I just shortened it to Ed, and it was just Ed all the time, like my whole life. Then when I came here, people couldn't pronounce Ed.
Oh, really?
They would say Ed, Eddy. So I was like Eddy for so long until I was just like, okay, let's just Eddy is a little smoother and stuff like that. Yeah, and then everyone's like, oh, Eddy, Eddie Murphy. And like, yeah, okay, thank you to Eddie Murphy that people can say Eddy. Yeah, it's funny.
I think when you live in different locations and you interact with different people from different cultures and different foreign language, you have to adjust yourself.
Yeah,
and
for
you have
sure.
to adjust your name. Like, it's hard for people to pronounce my Russian name, which is
Russian.
Evgeny. So I decided, okay, Eugene is similar in English.
Okay.
Then this Chinese name, Yefu, also comes from Evgeny. When you write it with Chinese characters, basically you use first two characters, which is in Yefu Geni. So
Yefu Geni.
So they basically use these two Yefu.
Okay.
But new name.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I actually, my last name is Gonzalez, right? Gonzalez. And then so when I went to Chinese school like 20 years ago for a few months, they gave me like Gao, like height, like tall. But I didn't really like that because I'm not super tall, but it's not like, it doesn't sound like Gonzalez. It doesn't really, but I changed it to Gong, like Gonzalez, so Gong. And then I loved it. So then until they taught me how to write it, and it's got like the dragon and all that stuff in it, looks really cool until I actually have to write it. And I sit there like a kid, and it's like I can't make it smaller than that. It's crazy. It's pretty crazy, man. Yeah. And then the other ones are like, and then it's like,
but I guess you don't really need to write.
I don't need to write. Yeah.
Characters here.
Not so much.
I type quite often, but I don't have to write.
And then sometimes you have the stamp or whatever if you need a stamp. But no, I don't. Yeah. And the funny thing is, because I don't have to write it often, I right now, if you ask me to write, I probably can't write it. No. I forget. I just got so much. I got so much on my plate, I forget, man. So we made it all the way to the last one. You were talking about Korea at the beginning, right? And so this is our Korean style one. Wow. I used to have a Korean, not Korean, a Taiwanese guy whose family had a Korean restaurant. I used to work with me here. And before he left, I said, you got to teach me the Korean sauce. I took it and then I kind of twisted it a little bit to make it, more what I liked. But yeah, it ended up being this. So let me know what you think, man. Yeah, that's the Korean. It's a little cold because we're talking a lot, but
what do you think of Korean chicken wings?
They're good, man. I think they're pretty good. I think the sauce is good. I think it's good. They're pretty crunchy. They've got a nice crunch on them. I do like Korean. I do like Korean food. I like spicy food, right? So yeah, I like Korean, Mexican, Thai, Indian.
There are a lot of Indian restaurants here. I was so surprised.
So what they did here is it's really good. What they did was they've taken it, but they've made Indian here like high end. You know what I mean? Like you can't find a cheap one here. Let's say for example, it's similar to Mexico. So Indian food is going to be really cheap, right? But when they brought it here, they packaged it up really nicely, and now it's very
super expensive.
Yeah, now it's expensive, right? It's similar because in like in Mexico, Mexican food is super cheap. Like tacos, like 10 cents, But here, so we started it making it really cheap at the beginning, and then it's like all the ingredients. You have to hand make everything because nothing's available. And then for about 10 years or so, we're not making any money. It's just like breaking even forever. And so when I changed restaurants to restaurant to restaurant, by the time I got to this one, I made all my previous restaurants were very colorful, like very, very Mexican hole-in-the-wall looking, right? And that works, I think, in Canada, US, but here people don't really know that. So here, I made it, like this restaurant, I designed it to be, like wood and cement and brick and like Western, like more still Mexican food, plus a couple things that I missed, like wings and stuff like that. But a little bit more Western looking because I wanted to like punch up, people always tell me, oh, there's a new Mexican place. Oh, there's a new Mexican place. Oh, you got to check it out. You need to go check out the competition. When I was new in the business, that's I did, when you're new, you're, I better check the other guy out. Right. But after like 10, 15 years,
when you have your reputation,
it's like when there's a new one, I'm like, hey, cool, good luck, So now I would like to, like this, I want to open more and grow more. And I would like to, compete more with like a Chili's or a Fridays or something like that. Like that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Like I don't want to, there's a new taco guy. I'm going to go over there and, squish that taco guy down.
Destroy
destroy this taco guy. I mean, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build something that I can, leave maybe for my family, or, I got some pretty good staff. I'm trying to take care of people, and that's really it. So business is a weird thing. I saw this quote from, I don't know if you watch any UFC. There's a few quotes from some fighters. Conor McGregor has this one, and they asked him in an interview. Right now he's gone a little bit wild, right, Conor McGregor. But like when he was like super sharp and super prime Conor, they asked him. They said, when you fight somebody, do you have to hate them, right? And then he said, how can I hate somebody who has the same dreams as me? And I was just like, boom, that's exactly it, right? So, you see these new people, they're coming in, and I'm like, yeah, I would love to help this person. If you need any help, let me know, right?
That's a good quote.
So it's a great quote, So there's a few like that, and then there's another quote that I love that said, there's a new place opening down the street, and there's a guy looking out the window at from his restaurant, looking at another window out the window at the new place. And I mean, his restaurant's full, but he's looking outside the window. And and the quote was, worry about your customers, not your competition, right? So I tried to make sure when people come, they have a good time. So I think these two quotes kind of changed my mindset a long time ago. And I don't know, I think it's
that's true.
I'm not the smartest
have your
guy.
Clients, you don't need to compete with anyone. You have your reputation, you have your image.
So I'm not the smartest guy, but I mean, if you take care of people come here, they have a good time, and they're going to keep coming,
as they're
right?
happy.
Yeah, everybody's happy, right? So with that, man, is there anything that you want to add that we didn't touch on? I got your link in the description. Right. If anybody wants to contact Eugene, definitely hit him up directly. Yeah, appreciate that. Is there anything you want to add before we call it?
I'm not sure. I think we
covered everything? Okay, cool. Awesome, man. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me here.
Safe typhoon day, It looks like it's crazy. It looks like it's fine now.
Better,
It's getting better, yeah. So thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. If you guys want to contact Eugene directly, hit him up. The link is in the description below. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, my man. Appreciate it. If you guys need some style tips, this is the man. Check out his Instagram. It's fantastic. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.